Nobody cares that you fell down. That's a you problem. And hey, I'll use a current-ish example. When Taylor Swift heel failed in her Eras tour, did she run off stage and cry because her $1,000 shoe was broken?
Like Beyonce, no, she continued the show.
Yep. She ripped that heel off and continued the damn show. She ripped it off and continued the show because guess what? It's not that she fell down. It's that her fans were there and they needed to have a performance. And it's now an iconic moment in her Eras tour. Ripping that red sole off, throwing it, and continuing the concert.
Yeah.
That's what matters. Keep going.
It's Coffee Social, the podcast all about social media and business. And now, here are your hosts, Jonathan Howard and Mimi Langley.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Jonathan Howard.
Hi, Mimi Langley.
Why were you hesitating to say my name?
I don't know.
Say my name, say my name.
I don't know. You came in with the Jonathan Howard very weird today.
Did I?
Yes.
Well, listen, I'm excited.
Shocker. Guess what? Mimi is excited about this episode.
I'm so excited. Well, first of all, I'm excited about the episode, but I'm really excited about the scarf that I'm wearing. I just got it in the mail. It's from the Loft. Shout out to the Loft. And it's actually a scarf that Candace Cameron Bure, the girl DJ from Full House, she was wearing in one of her Instagram posts. And I asked
brought
her.
It up the Instagram post?
No. I asked her, I said, where'd you get your scarf? I need. And she responded. So here we are.
Here we are. You've got a new scarf, and it's a famous scarf.
It's going to sell out. Watch. I mean, I'm just saying. So what about you? What are you wearing today?
I'm wearing rental.
Of course you are.
I rent my clothes. I rent a lot of my clothes.
Oh my gosh. Well, that doesn't shock us. That really doesn't shock any of us.
That way I can send it back.
That's smart. Okay,
I
let
don't
us
have
know
to
if
do
you
the
rent.
laundry.
Let us know if you guys rent your clothes. Put that in the comments. No judgment here.
Come on,
Cheers.
you haven't used Rent the Runway for yourself?
I have not.
You should.
Cheers, my friend. Here we go.
Cheers. You should.
Maybe
Next
I
time
will.
you got a fancy thing to go to, you can rent like 4 dresses to figure out which one you want to wear.
Okay, well, I
Wear
will.
it, send it back.
Can we do it when we go on our podcast tour? Can I rent dresses? Can we wear like ball gown outfits? I'm so excited.
I think I can rent tuxedo pieces from, although I have my own tuxedo, but I don't want to wear the same one every day.
I think we should get really fancy when we go on the podcast tour. I think that'd be hilarious. Also, what are you drinking? What's in the coffee cup?
What am I always drinking?
Le Creuset.
No, that's the name of the cup, or the company that made the cup. Cold brew.
Oh, yes. I'm drinking, gosh, I don't even know the name of it, but all I can tell you, it's organic. Organic coffee. Yeah, it's very good. And actually, you're supposed to refrigerate your coffee. Did you know that? Your coffee grinds?
Yes.
Oh, of course you knew that. What do you mean you knew that? Anyways,
We've always refrigerated our coffee.
Jonathan, let's talk about today's episode.
Probably a good idea, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, listen, this is a huge one because you're not alone, you guys. We're going to be talking about failing at sales. So, maybe it's a launch that you're so stinking excited about. You get it out there, no one buys, right? Or you have an early bird special, maybe to your email list, no one buys. So, or maybe it's your second time launching something, and the first time you did it, it was great. The second time, no one buys. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about overcoming kind of that mind. I think it's mindset, really, right, Jonathan?
It's absolutely mindset and understanding that it's not just you. No matter what, how am I going to say this nicely? No matter what people say online, they failed in some aspect of their business. They didn't make $1 million in 5 minutes like they say. They actually had to do some things, learn some things, fail at some things. And then after so many iterations, they got there.
Ooh, cheers to that. Cheers to failing, you guys, because listen, so much to learn from failure. It's not win or lose, it's win or learn. Have you ever heard that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, let's jump into it. So Like the first thing in my mind was, it freaking sucks. Like when, like when you're in that moment, because you're so excited. Well, also you're really nervous, right? Because in some way you're like, okay, well, this might not sell. Like, I don't know if you ever get like that, but I kind of always have that in the back of my head. Like, maybe this won't sell, but you still put it out there anyways. Maybe that's bad juju. Maybe we shouldn't even think like that.
Juju. That's bad juju. That's part of your mindset. It's part of the mindset. You have to believe that what you have is going to serve the people that you want to serve, and that they're going to want to buy it because you're helping them solve a major problem in their life or get past something or whatever it is. But you got to be in your mind, you have to know it's going to sell.
Oh my gosh, I feel like we need a whole episode on...
Easier said than done.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, this could be a whole episode about how do you get past that, like, thought, before you even launch.
Yeah.
My thing is like, it hurts. It really hurts, because it's like, this is something that you love, you're passionate about, and it's going to help people, which is why you launched it. But then when no one sees that, no one buys, it really sucks. So like for me, I don't usually like keep it to myself. I don't shut down. Like, not that there's anything wrong, I guess, with keeping to yourself, but for me, I need to tell my friends, like people that get it. I lean in on them. Like, how do you feel about that? Like your entrepreneur buddies?
I think it's really important to have entrepreneur buddies and people that know what it's like to run their own business and do what you're doing, especially, if you are, the first generation entrepreneur. If you don't have friends that are entrepreneurs, nobody's going to get you. They're not going to understand what it's like to be struggling on, like, nobody bought. Somebody will buy something else another day. It's okay. There's another day. It's another chance. There's, all that stuff is great, but it still feels like the day it happens. I bleeped myself out there.
Yeah, you did. I'm actually really shocked.
Yeah. It still feels that way when the day it happens and the day after. And then you are trying to figure out what the hell went wrong.
Yeah. Like
literally,
like you eat away at that. You're like, okay, well, what is it? Like what's the problem here? And it's crazy because I agree with you. You can't just open up to anyone because not everyone is going to understand the entrepreneurial, journey. And you're right. They'll probably be like, maybe you should give up on it, or maybe, move on to the next, like just get, kind of get over it, not say it like that. But, sometimes people can be very like harsh when they're not in it and they don't understand what we're doing.
Right.
So,
and they don't understand the passion that you have around something and the reason behind that passion.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking too, when you lean in on your people, your entrepreneurial friends or your creative friends, like when you lean in on them, you can also brainstorm, right? So it's not necessarily you just dumping your feelings, even though that's amazing, do that. And then they remind you of how amazing you are and how amazing your product is. But also maybe you can brainstorm on how can we get this thing going, right?
Yeah, and I think that's valuable, and I think it's important to do those sort of things with your entrepreneurial friends. Just make sure that, you're looking at what you want, what you can do, what you can support, because a lot of times the ideas are great and it's amazing, but can you support those ideas in your time? And you're the expert in your business. They aren't. So while they might have great ideas and you should listen to them, there's a lot of value in that. You also have to decide what works for you and what doesn't.
Are you looking right at me? I'm just kidding.
I'm looking right at you.
No, I was thinking how many people, just in case, like how many people do you let in that circle? Like, let's say your launch didn't go as planned. How many people, like entrepreneurial friends, do you actually turn to? Like, is it very close? Like maybe like close, like a small, like two people?
It's like a closed 2-3 people. Now, I don't think you should hide that your launch failed. I think that's part of the journey that we all take. And it's not about the failed launch. It's about getting back up. But keep it, because the more people you tell, the more ideas they're going to throw at you, the more it's just going to get confusing.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get confused.
I agree. There's a lot of cooks in the kitchen. You don't need all that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like, do I go this way? Do I go that way? Am I doing this right? Is it that I'm wrong with? Or what's blocking me? And a lot of times it is a mindset block that's blocking us and keeping us from selling. But what is it? And if you have 15 different people telling you, no, it's this, no, it's this, no, it's this, you're going to go into a corner and cry.
Yeah. I agree. What about also like your business coach? Like I know not everybody, especially if they're early in on their, entrepreneurial journey, they might not have a business coach right now or never really consider to have one. Would you turn to your business coach in times like this?
If you're in business and you've been in business for more than 6 months, I'm going to tell you, best bet, get a business coach to support you. Because yes, you should talk to them. Yes, you should get help from them. Yes, they're the ones that can guide you because they've been through it already. They know what it's like. They've been there. So getting that business coach that you really click with, that you feel comfortable sharing with is really, really important. I think everybody should have a coach and every coach should have a coach.
I love that. And he does talk about this all the time. You guys, this is not Jonathan just making up something for the sake of this episode. Like he really truly believes in that, having a coach. Can we move to this point?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I know my mind goes there. If I didn't sell the thing that I put so much blood, sweat, and tears into, it's almost like you're like, well, okay, I guess no one needs this product. The product is crap. I should probably trash the product. Like, what do you think about that? The product being crap?
The product is probably not crap. What probably happened, I mean, it could be a number of things. Your messaging, your marketing, how hard you went on it. Because guess what? If you're not going out and getting 50 no's a day, you're probably not working hard enough.
Whoa. How'd you come up with that number?
Because that's the number I get every single day. Those are the number. That's the number of people I call, I DM, I reach every single day. And if I get 50 no's, then I was successful that day.
Actually, that makes me think about numbers. And sometimes I like to stay away from numbers.
Yes,
I'm not really a data person, even though you should know your numbers. And something I heard, it was, it's not magical, it's mathematical. Isn't that crazy? Like, this is actually a great point. How many people are you actually reaching? Because, okay, so you have 0 sales out of how many people that you reached. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's important.
If you're going in, it's a closed, like if you're doing a closed launch and you only had 10 people show up for that launch and you in that closed launch sold your product and you sold one, you were right dead on ball spot. That is a successful launch. You needed to get more people into there. 10% buying is really pretty good, but you needed to get more people in there so you could reach your goal of maybe 100 sales or whatever it was. You need to talk to more people. That's why, and I don't remember who gave me that idea of, I think it might have been one of my first business coaches. You've got to go out there and get the no's. But when you get the no's, that means you're talking to people and they might come back and say yes later. And that's happened to me more times than not.
Same. They're like, well, I wasn't ready then, but now I'm ready. Like,
now I need you.
Yeah. I mean, wow. I hope that just gave you guys goosebumps. I hope that like maybe you're in the middle of your launch right now and it's not going in your favor. Reach out to more people. Like, do not stop. Like Jonathan said, we have to believe in the product that we created, right? Like, I don't know. I again, mindset, but so important.
Yeah. Believe in the product you created. And then if it doesn't sell, go to your audience and say, what would have gotten you to buy this? What would have gotten you to buy this? Like, and that could help you, like, oh, it was that easy. That's the one thing you needed. Or it was $10 too expensive, or whatever it may be.
Right.
Then you can make adjustments on that and not change your product per se.
And people will tell you. That's my question to you, Jonathan.
Yeah, if you've got people in your audience that you have seen in your audience for a long time and they've never bought anything, ask them why.
I love
and
that.
And it could very well be like, oh, I like you. I like hanging out with you. It's fun to be in your circle, but I don't really need what you're selling. So I'm not going to buy it. And that's fine. Right. But then you talk to another person and they're like, yeah, I was thinking about it, but with Christmas and everything, well, then it's a timing issue maybe. Or, you'll get different things, and you can interpret them and see what the feedback is.
Yeah, there can be a lot of variables, you guys. Again, it's not necessarily the product, it's not necessarily the price, even though I feel like a lot of us go directly to, okay, it's the price, let me cut the price in half.
And you still won't sell it.
Exactly.
And sometimes if you doubled the price, you would sell it.
You have a point here. You put, without failure, we don't learn. Do you want to expand on that?
Yeah, I mean, it is through the failure that we learn. It is through those moments where we fall down and we have to get up that we learn how to get up, and we learn what was going on that didn't work. So even in a successful launch, if you want it to be even more successful, you have to look at the things that didn't work. And it's all a training process. I think I put in the notes, babies don't, learn to walk immediately. It's a journey. It's learning how to get there. You're crawling right now. I'm barely walking right now. There's people ahead of me that are running marathons right now, and good for them, but I'm not there yet. You're not there yet. So help the people behind you. Always reach back that hand and help people, but know that you still on a journey. You're not at your destination yet. So I think that's really, really important. It's not about the falling down. Nobody cares that you fell down. I know you think you care that you fell down. Nobody cares that you fell down. That's a you problem. Hey, I'll use a current-ish example. When Taylor Swift, her heel failed in her Eras tour, did she run off stage and cry because her $1,000 shoe was broken?
It's Taylor Swift. She's like Beyonce. No, she continued the show.
Yep. She ripped that heel off and continued the damn show. Because guess what? It's not that she fell down. It's that her fans were there and they needed to have a performance. And it's now an iconic moment in her Eras tour. Her ripping that red sole off, which is not good for Louboutin.
It was a Louboutin. Okay.
Yeah. Ripping that red sole off, throwing it, and continuing the concert.
Yeah.
That's what matters. Keep going.
I love that. I love that so much. And again, like, if you feel like that's it for that product, then okay, right? If you've come to that decision, then okay. What Jonathan is saying and what I agree with is just keep going. Just keep pushing. Just keep taking action. And you know what's so funny? It's like you'd be surprised on when people buy something. I know we talked about that earlier, but you may think it's over until someone says, or you get that little cha-ching, you know what I mean? Sound effect coming through. And you're like, I just made a sale. I thought no one wanted my product. It's like the best feeling ever. So,
yeah. Or when some of the most accomplished people buy your product, you're like, what? Why? Who? What? That's not who I was selling to. But it hit. And that is also could possibly be an indicator. Are you targeting the right audience?
Gosh, that's so good. So good, you guys. We all fail. We
do.
We've all had unsuccessful launches, and
more times than I'd like to say.
Yeah, and and you're right though. Like I feel like no one really talks about it, but I think it's important too. So I'm happy that we did this episode, Jonathan, and maybe we'll have a part 2. Who knows? I mean, of course we're gonna have a part 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's 500 of each of these episodes. Just wait till the next episode, Mimi. Just wait till the next episode.
I'm excited.
What is the next episode?
What is the next episode?
Yes.
Oh, it's about storytelling. Telling stories to convert sales. I'm so excited. All right, Jonathan.
All right. Yes.
Jonathan's favorite thing in the world is storytelling. Okay, let's wrap up this episode because we do like to keep these episodes digestible for everybody. So, Jonathan, what do we like to say at the end, or what do you like to say?
Oh, I like to say that make sure that you give us 5 stars wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you come, if you are enjoying any of what you're listening to, make sure you give us 5 stars. Write a review. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, all those things. Visit us on YouTube, punch us in the face there, and make sure you get a subscribe there, a follow on Instagram, all those things. Make sure you do all the things, and make sure you give Mimi 5 stars.
Thanks, Jonathan. I'm so happy I'm working with you. But seriously, you guys, use the comments section. Make sure you guys tell us what you're drinking, whether it's matcha, tea, coffee, we want to know. If you have any questions, we want to know them so we can make episodes answering those questions for you. And all of our links for the socials will be in the description. Jonathan, I think it's time to ask the most important question.
Team Jonathan.
What? Hold on, I got to ask it.
Oh,
I got really loud right there. I got very angry. Here's the most
Team
important
Jonathan.
question to ask yourself. Are you Team Mimi or
Team Jonathan. The obvious answer.
not? Sip, sip. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, guys.
You didn't even sip the coffee.
Thank you, Jonathan Howard.